Different types of facing.
How to sew a shape facing to the main garment. First, keep the facing on the top of the main garment right side together. The neckline mark on the interface part of facing should be on top facing you. Pin and place. Second, stitch the facing to the garment along the neckline. Third, cut out the inside part of the neckline with a small seam allowance. Trim the seam allowance of the facing by half. Clip the seam allowance with a thread snip every 1/2 inch. 4. Press the seam allowance toward the facing. 5. Understitch the keeping the facing and the seam allowance together. Understitching is a necessary part of sewing the facing as it will roll inside smoothly if you understitch. In case you have a one piece of facing for armhole and neckline for a sleeveless bodice, it will be impossible to understitch all the seams. Do it whether you can. 6. Turn the facing to the other side. You have your shape facing. Extended facing. Extended facing refers to the facing which is folded part of the main garment to finish the edges. It is usually used in the center seam openings in the back and front bodies. An extended facing is cut with an addition at the side to neaten a center front or back opening. It is primarily used to neaten the front or back of the garment when buttons or some fastening is required. The pattern markings denote the folding of the facing, and it is neatened to fold back and support the front of the back opening. Bias facing. This is used in place or shape facing. There are two instances where we use a bias facing too. First, you are sewing with a sheer fabric, and if you use a shape facing, which is wide, it will show through the fabric. Second, you are sewing a top or breast with a heavy fabric and you do not want more bulk in the bodice area. Steps to sew a bias facing. First, measure the length of the fabric edge and cut a strip to that length plus 1/2 inch. The width of this strip should be 1/2 inch. Fold the strip by half of lengthwise wrong side together. Second, align the strip row edges together to the neckline edge, right sides together, pin in a place. 3. Stitch along the edge. Trim the seam allowance of the facing half of it. Snip every 1/2 inch with a thread snip on the seam allowance. 4. Press seam allowance to the facing and understitch. 5. Turn the facing to the inside of the garment. Whip stitch in a place or use slip stitch. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching and listening. God bless.